Welcome back to my channel, guys. In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how you can qualify your prospects using lead scoring in messenger bots. So you're only spending your time talking to people that are qualified and ready to get started with your product, with your service, instead of wasting time talking to unqualified people. But before we get into the video, like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified of every exclusive video that I drop in the coming weeks. So go ahead and do that, and let's get into the video. Okay guys, so the reason why I'm putting this video together is because I was just kind of connecting with some people inside one of the Facebook Messenger groups that I'm a part of, and I saw someone ask a question about how do they qualify prospects for their business. So they're only speaking to people that are ready to get started, pretty much pre-sold. And I dropped a comment on there about using what I do in my business. If I offer a free strategy call, what I do is give them the opportunity to book a free strategy call, but I qualify them with the equivalent of a form. Well, some people would use a form, or maybe something like ClickFunnels or on a website, WordPress or whatever. I use messenger bots. And inside that messenger bot, we're asking a series of questions, and based upon each answer, there's some conditional logic behind that applies different scores, different points, different values to each response. Okay, so once a lead is going through that flow and they're acquiring a certain amount of points, once they reach the end of that, the system, the bot, is going to actually check how many points do they have, and if their points equate to X or more, they get to book a free strategy call. And if it's lower than that score, then we simply say, hey, thanks for taking time to complete this application. One of our team will review the information and get back to you shortly. And then I get a notification to say, blah, 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 has completed this form. They're super hot lead, get on the phone now. Well, they'll book a call. And the other one is to say, hey, somebody's completed a form, review the information, and get back to them if you think it's a good fit. So that way I'm only having to speak to people or letting people go through the rest of my funnel into my Calendly and book strategy calls that I know meet certain criteria, okay? And I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. So enough of the talking, let's get straight into it. Okay guys, so you can see my screen now, and as you see, we're inside of my messenger bot, inside of ManyChat. This is the system that I use, and I highly recommend you guys go ahead and use ManyChat. I've never actually used any of the others, but ManyChat works for me. Get a pro, it's worth it. It's only $10 a month. Yeah, it's super, well, I would say super easy to use. Once you get the hang of building bots, there's always evolution, there's always like a way to evolve and develop and grow. But once you learn it, it is pretty straightforward. Once you learn about building bots, I'm not going to lie, learning bots takes time. There is a skill to it. But anyway, I don't want to make this video long. So what you need to do, once you sign up for a free account, just go to ManyChat.com, sign up for your free account, or pro. Well, I'd recommend pro. Log in with Facebook, and then now this video is not about how to build bots. Okay, so if you don't know how to build bots, you're going to need to search another YouTube video about how to build bots. This isn't that. This is going to be how to use lead scoring within a bot. So you need to have a basic understanding of how to build bots and how to build different flows. How can I do this? So let's say you need to build a flow. Like, so for example here, so for me, this is my lead qualification scoring messenger bot. Right, so I've got a starting step, and then I've got a series of questions that I take these people through, and then once they get through to the end, the system's going to double check. So let's open the question 1. So inside here, there is a question, and the question is, which industry are you in? And then it's going to ask them if they're lead generation, if they're local business, coaches, courses, e-commerce, events, blah, blah, blah. So you can filter in whatever questions and responses you want. For me personally, I'm focused on these two areas, the lead generation and local business. And they're the only two, I think they're the only two that I actually give a score for. So in here, there's a way to set up a point. So basically, let's say, okay, let's create a new flow, demo lead score. Okay, so create a new flow. Let's just walk you through this really simply, really quickly. So once you come inside of the new flow, you're going to see a blank page like this with the option to start writing text. And all you're going to start doing is populating or typing in what your questions are. So for me, let's just say for the example I showed you, it's which industry are you in? Question mark. And then you're going to use the buttons down here. Keep it really simple. You can use all different types of user inputs and things like that. But for this particular example, I'm pretty sure I just done text. And then I had a quick reply that says, say, restaurant, gym, yoga, I don't know, whatever type of client or lead you're generating, you just need to adapt this to your business. I'm a social media marketer, so I'm attracting leads that are in different businesses. So this is just an example. And then what you see is you've got different little buttons here, and then you want to drag this to a new space, and then it's going to ask you for what do you want to do next. And you want to basically click perform actions, and then you want to tap action over here, and you want to go down until you see set custom field, and then you need to create a new custom field. So click here where it says please select, and then here's going to pop up a new box, and then you want to type in here something that's going to allow you to remember that this answer is from this particular question. So you would put something simple like question 1, industry, question mark, I don't know, whatever that you need to put to remind you of where that comes from. Then you need to save it under user field, question 1, not bot field. You need to save it under user field. Okay, I'm not going to save mine because I've already got this. I don't want to do it again. So click save, and then it will be there. So anytime they respond with that question, that information gets saved in that user field. I'm trying to keep this very simple, guys, but if you've never built a bot before, you're going to need to learn more about how to build bots. Right, then what you want to do is you want to just copy this, however many times you need to copy, and then you just want to connect each question to a separate action, all right? And then it's going to save the same value into the custom user field. Once you create a custom field, right, so go back up here, you'll create a custom field, and then you need to set, so let me see, let's just say I created one. All right, let me just create one for you. Look, question 1, answer. You create a user field. You create a description. You click create. Okay, so now it's going to say set the response of this user field to, it's unknown, so click unknown and put the value and then type in what the answer. So I would literally go here and I would copy and paste that to make sure it's exactly the same, and then set the answer of this custom user field to that. And then you do the same for each button, okay? What you also want to do is you want to add another action, which is set custom user field, and then you want to create another one, which is lead score. But when it comes to creating this one, lead score test, so you write lead score, again user field, but instead of having it as text, you want to change this one to number. And then you want to create a description and then click create. And then what will happen is you set this one to lead score, which is a number, and then you want to have increase the number by X amount. So for me, I just increase the score by 1 based on each response. And then you might have, if they're in this gym industry, you might say, I don't want to increase the score because I'm not really looking for clients within that industry. I only want to attract clients with this. So based on whatever answers you give, you decide how many points somebody's going to get for those answers. You obviously want to put more points behind the answers that you want your client to have. It's pretty basic. And if there's an answer that you really don't want them to ask, you can even decrease the lead score by X amount if you really want to. Another thing you can do is, which I've done in mine, is a starting step. So let's say you duplicated there. Change your starting step to that. Send that to there. And then what you could do is you could get rid of this. And then the lead score, you could then set the number to 0. So when somebody starts this flow, you set the custom field for them straight away, and you set it to 0. And then as it goes through, it builds up the score. And then obviously you have question number 2, and you do the same thing. You'll just so what you do is you have this go through, and that will go to send new flow. So you'll need to pretty much add in all of your questions and then come back and connect them all up. So add in new flow, and then that would be sort of book a strategy call, and then I would go say, hey, I want to go to question number 2. So then that would trigger off section number 2, and then once they answer this question, there you go, connect them all up. Once they answer the question, whichever one they do, it tags it sets the custom field, and then it proceeds to go through to question number 2, and then open up number 2, and you got question number 2. Okay, so that's how you apply lead scoring, and then you can add different tags as well. So like you can add on here, add tag question 1 answered, and then you can set a tag so you know they've answered number 1. So when you're looking at your dashboard, your leads, you can see what actions people have taken, you know, tags, custom fields, all this kind of information, all right? So that's pretty much that. I'm going to delete that because I don't want it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go through all the questions you have. You've got 5 questions, 10 questions, whatever you know. Keep it short, keep it punchy, because people want quick things inside of Facebook Messenger. They don't want a 20 question survey. So I do all of my questions, and then what happens when they've completed all of those questions, I've set up a conditional block, right? A condition. And what that's going to do is it's going to check, does this person have a value on their lead score of at least 5 or more? Well, equal to does a lead score greater than or equal 5? So if it's 5 or more, then they're going to go through to, if the answer is yes, they're going to go through to book a call with me. And if it's not, and I've also added an additional step. So if they answer a question where I'm asking them a question about are they ready to invest into their business, yes or no, if they reply no, then again they're going to go through to disqualified, because on mine they need to have at least 5 as a score, and they need to have said yes, they are ready to invest. And then mine will then say, okay, if they answered those questions accurately as to how I want them to answer them, they get sent through to book a call. And if they don't meet that criteria, they get sent through to my disqualified flow. Okay, so my system, my bot, is going to check, is this lead qualified? This is the point where you need to make sure, is this now what I class a qualified lead, or is it a sack of basically you want to know, is this lead a qualified lead, or is it no good? What you then do is give them an opportunity to book a call. So for me, it then asks them to schedule a time, blah blah blah, name. You can take their email address. I'm not going to go into all of that because that's just extra. Like, this video is going to be long-winded. I don't want to go into how to build bots. Like, basically you can then gather that actually if you upgrade for the pro account, you can then have user inputs as these sections here, whereby we can use email, we can collect their email, we collect their phone number, blah 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 blah. And what they do is they complete this information, so their name, email, etc. And then it says schedule a call. When they click schedule a call, it opens up Calendly, which is where I'm taking my bookings. And then I've got some extra cool little pieces that happens in the background. So when they go to my Calendly, they don't have to then put their name and email and address in again. The system automatically pre-populates it based on their answers to these questions here. So if they give me their email, their address, email address, their phone number, if there's any particular questions that I want to know inside of that strategy call session, and I put it as a question inside the booking page, it pulls it through from my messenger chatbot, so the customer doesn't have to type it, the lead doesn't have to type it in 2 times, because that would be annoying. So that's basically it. I think that should give you an understanding as to how you use lead scoring. It's basically just using custom fields and tags to add points or decrease points. Once they reach the end of your questions, you want to add a conditional step. You want to add one of these. Add condition here, and then you want to go to the condition, and you want to make sure the user matches, you can choose either all of the following conditions or any of the following conditions. So let's say I want them to match all of the following conditions. They need to have answered to the question, able to invest must be yes, and the lead score, if we can find it somewhere in here, you get the idea. The lead score, I put so many tags, here we go. The lead score must be greater than or equal to 5. And then obviously you just adjust that to your needs. If the answer is yes, they do meet that criteria, they are sent another flow, and then I just choose which flow I send them to, and that's book a call. And if the answer is no, they get sent another flow. There you go, done. Alright guys, so that's how you use lead scoring to qualify prospects. So you only spend your time talking to people that are highly qualified and a good fit for your business, and you let the people that are not a good fit still stay in your messenger chatbot, and you nurture that relationship with them until there is a time that they do become maybe a good fit for your business, or you can just have them unsubscribe and do whatever you want. I hope you found that valuable. If there's any questions that you have, which I'm sure there's going to be after watching this video, drop a comment below, let me know, and maybe I can put together another video that goes into a bit more detail on a specific area, or we can just conversate through the chat or through Facebook. However it needs to be done, I'll help you to get to your ultimate goal of qualifying leads as best as I possibly can. So I appreciate you for sticking to the end of this video. If you're still here, this is quite probably a mind-boggling thing for people that have never done bots before, and I've never really gone into a video of explaining how to use them, so this is something new for me. I thought I'd take the opportunity to use it because I'm looking to grow my personal brand and throw up on YouTube. So there you go, that's how you do it. Rewind the video, pause it, watch it back. Like I said, comment below if you have any questions. Make sure you drop a like on this video and share it with anybody that you feel may value from this video, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and also turn that notification bell on, so when I do post new videos about how you can build really cool messenger chatbots inside of your business, then you know how to do it because you'll see the notifications of those videos. But other than that guys, I'm not going to switch the camera back to me personally. That's it for this video. I'll catch you in the next one. It's Donté, Killion, and I'm out.